Good evening, good afternoon, friends, business partners. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd Feb 2022. We push our training sessions on Wednesdays, and we're going to have a short session for this one. The reason being, we just want to implement some minor modifications on our trade settings with an intent to get better activity by the board so that we set feasible parameters in terms of percentages, and we are anticipating better outcomes after what we're going to be doing. So please just allow me to share on the screens, and then we start. Okay, let me enable screen sharing by multiple participants, and then we will also have a Q&A session. And from there, we stop the recording for the sake of those that will need to watch this particular session. They shouldn't find themselves having to be long on this. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We are inside the RoyalQ account. You can see mostly when you are on home. When you are on home, for you to see running positions, ladies and gentlemen, you can simply click on the drop-down list where an exchange is. By default, you'll always get Binance. You know, you can see Binance on home page. Let me just quickly, yes, you can see where Binance is. You see where Binance is. When you click that drop down list, you will select, there will always be 3 exchanges so far. And then we have 3, that is Binance, Yobi Global, and Coinbase. When you select there, you select your own exchange, then running trades will appear accordingly. You can see here, it shows you operation strategy. You know, strategies differ from person to person or teams to teams and so forth. So when we came into the business also, we've been exposed to other leaders that were there before ourselves. And then there's so much that's been happening. Some we went to YouTube and we learned from different leaders. And it is what it is, because this is entrepreneurial business opportunity. Things are not standardized, so to speak. Some leaders are very aggressive when coming to profit taking. Some leaders are into building, and some they are very conservative and so forth. So as a result, you learn a little bit of this, a little bit of that from different leaders, then you bring something out of all of them, including yourself, and then you go with what works for you. Hence, is the kind of liberty that we have with this business. So I'm going to select Yobi Global just to share the trades that are running on this. And then as I've been pushing and then making amendments to certain strategies that we're running on Sync, there's so much that I've been learning, and we'll be sharing that together. You can see on this particular position, these are the trades that are running. These are the trades that are running here. And then red, obviously, it means the market is down. Blue, it means the market is in profit. A sell transaction can take place at any time based on take profit percentage. And I think this is one of the things. I'm just looking into this. I haven't logged into this anytime. I think it was 80 hours of the morning. But now when you check even this, I think it's going to help. When you look at Matic, you can see Matic is 1.26% up. And then when you look on profits, ladies and gentlemen, when we look on profits, let me just quickly click there. What you see here, this is $1. This is $1.27. So, which means a profit should be taken, you know, a profit should be taken. And I thank God that we are seeing it the way we see it. So, but it's possible that when certain parameters are not feasible, the robot is going to watch a position going into a trade. It will just watch that dollar there, but it's not going to grasp it. It's like that saying, when you are staring at a cake for too long, someone else will just come and eat it, you know? So this is what is happening in this case. Matic is in profit, there's dollar there, but it's possible that that dollar can be missed. You know, that dollar can be forfeited. The board could see that, it could realize that there's profit that is there, but it may not be able to take it due to the set parameters. And we're going to discuss that with you in our session. In our team, we've been working very hard to align to implement our own settings, so to speak. And this is going to help us ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do that. Good evening, leaders. I don't know if it's only me who don't. Please help. Let's quickly check who don't have sound. I tried handset, but still nothing. Thank you. That is Leadership Nancy in Botswana. Please check on your microphone and select a different, instead of dial in, select Wi-Fi or internet or over the cloud, depending on the headset that you are using. Microphone at the bottom left of your Zoom, you'll see where there's microphone icon. If you don't, please click back button on the top left, depending on the page you are in. And then that's it. If there's any leader who's got connection with you, you can ask on WhatsApp group so that someone can assist you. Okay, thank you so much. So Leadership Tozibi has confirmed that she does have a sound. So the problem is on your side. Any leader, please, can assist, like Leadership Profile. This session is recorded, so we're not going to miss anything. They will assist you in the background, Leadership, Nancy, and all the rest. So yeah, this is what we are sharing. And like you can see, we saw $1 and then the market is going down, and then you can see it's now 75 cents. You see that opportunity to capture that dollar is being missed, if you know what I mean. So now it doesn't mean that nothing was happening. Profits were perceived, were seen, but not captured based on settings. Let's click on Matic. When I click on Matic, we will see what is happening. I'm just waiting for the system to pull up the information for us to see exactly what is happening on Matic. Am I correct with this? Okay, so, okay, what's happening? $99, but why am I not seeing the number of margins? Numbers of margin. $99 is a lot of money. Let's go to trade settings. Margin call, it's 1. Oh, this is a one-shot trade of Matic. This is a one-shot. Let's come out of it. It's a one-shot trade, and then it's going to take 5%. So let me just come out of it now. It's not going to give us a good example of what we want to implement. Let's leave it there. So let's go to, I want us to use our trade settings for let's come here, mana. Okay, yes, okay, mana is good. Actually, I'm hoping to get, yes, you can see this one, it's based on our, this one is based on our settings for $200 US. You see, this is for $200 US. So it being for $200 US like that, it means that margin call limits are 16 in total. Margin call limit 16. The first buying amount is $15, and you can see how everything is set here. I'm just quickly going to use this just to show you something very important. In our team, we want the first buying amount to be $15. When you are trading with $200 US per coin, it will be 16 times here. The board is going to buy 16 times. Whole position take profit is 1.3%, and then whole position take profit callback is 0.3. Just to explain, whole position take profit, and then whole position take profit callback. It means if the market goes in and it buys with $15 for the first time, for instance, when it happens that the system, or rather the asset that the board bought for you goes up, when it goes up by an amount of 1.3%, you know, the board will be ready to take profit, but it won't take that profit immediately, because it's possible that 1.3 can move bullishly. It can move up so fast that 1.9% can be seen, 2% or even 2.1 can be seen, can be realized, so to speak, especially when you see those bullish candlesticks, like a massive move upwards. Such can take place. So what happens is this: when the market moves up like that by 1.3%, if it happens that the market changes direction, it moves down a bit, you see, by this percentage, it moves up down a bit by that percentage of 0.3. It simply means this: it's the opposite direction. You went up by 1.3%, it means the asset has appreciated by 1.3%. It has grown, so to speak, and then it has increased. But if the market decreases a bit, or the asset decreases a bit by 0.3%, the robot is going to lock in the profits. That's what is going to happen in a perfect case scenario in the markets without slippage and so forth, you see? So which means 1.3% minus 0.3, it means the answer is 1%. This is designed to at least lock in the profits of 1% of that particular position. That is what it's happening. And the board will go back into the market. That is buy in callback. It will buy again with 0.5%. And it keeps on doing that, you see? This is what is happening. Now, quickly, with what we have seen with Matic, it's very important. I come out of this, and then let's go to margin configuration according to what we said in our tips. You can see this 0.74, 0.74 everywhere. That's what we do. And this is what we recommend because we wanted to buy at each margin call with at least just above $10. You see? That's what we wanted to achieve. Like if I'm to use a calculator, the first buying amount times multiple buying ratio. The first buying amount is $15 multiplied by 0.74. $15 times 0.74, the answer is $11.10. So this is what we want to achieve at each level as the market dips, as the market goes down, as the asset depreciates. Remember, we want to buy it cheaper and sell it expensive. You know, we want to buy low and sell high. That's what we want to achieve with this. So now quickly, you can see everywhere we use the same amount, you see, 0.74 and so forth. But there are moments where the market can go to the extreme. Like for instance, on other accounts, the same settings, we have seen call number 16 has already been taken, you know, especially with Algo. Algo has been falling like that, but there's still activity. So now what is happening is this, ladies and gentlemen, with the current settings that we have, the way the robot works is like this. Position, or rather call number 1 to call number 4, they are taken as a whole position, you know, as a whole warehouse. It's one thing, so to speak. As the board continues to trigger first call, second, third, and fourth, everything will be taken as a whole, as one thing, you know. So it will average out, but it will eventually be seen as one thing. It means the whole of these positions are brought together, and then they must come out as one when they are in profit. That's what is happening. And then now with this being mentioned, let's quickly come out, and I want to show you something that will help you understand this. Now, from number 5, now from number 5, 6, going down, so to speak, or going up, 5, 6, 7, and so forth, you know, they will be taken individually. Those are the sub positions, and you're going to see them on the settings. So if you don't understand this, don't worry for now. We will get this together. So which means this percentage that we see here, this percentage is for a whole position take profit ratio. That is for the first buying amount as it goes in, the first call, the second call, third, and the fourth. They are taken as one. The same. But from call number 5 going up, 5, 6, 7, and so forth, you'll understand the reason why the strategy is so good with time. But I wouldn't like to go too much into the technicalities, but it's very advantageous, so to speak. And now let's go to where we're going to get take profits percentages for call number 5 going up, call number 5 going up, you will click on distributed and take profit allocation. This is where we need to go. You see, for call number 5 going up. Remember, we have 16 calls in total. You see, if we had 4, we wouldn't even come here. But because we have 16, then we're expecting call number 5 to take profit as an individual, 7 to take profit as an individual, and so forth. And that's the reason why the board is able to take profits even in the lower lows, even in the dip. So now, my thinking also is this: if RoyalQ app produces amazing results for our Chinese community, then we must also get results even when, no matter where we are on this globe, so to speak, because numbers are a global language, so to speak. 1 is 1. It doesn't matter where you are in Africa. 1% is 1%. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, so to speak. Whether you're in Africa, Asia, or Europe, doesn't matter. 1% is 1%. So now we go into distributed and take profit. According to what we have seen in Matic, $1 we have seen, but the profit was not locked as yet, simply because we have seen the strategy that has been taken on that Matic. The strategy is they bought with $100 and then they're taking a profit of 5% there. This is just to show you that you can work on your account, you can do whatever that needs to be done, you see? But it's also important for you to understand what is happening. So now, with what I've just shared with you, when you look into settings like this, for instance, especially when we are in a bull run, when we're in a bullish market, a market that is moving up like that, these are easy to achieve. Do you understand? Are easy to achieve. And most people, when we got into like from last year, we experienced the bull run. It was beautiful, nice. But in a bearish market, in a market that is falling, we need small incremental differences, benefits, so to speak. That $1, for instance, it must be locked in as a profit, you see? That's what we want to achieve, and that's what we're going to do. It is possible, like for instance, that a market can go down. This has been due to overlapping. It's what it's been. It was like more of a culture of those that came before us in the business, you see, whereby settings on the sub positions will have to overlap and so forth. But now what we see in the bearish market is really not necessary. And that is what I'm going to change with you today. And we're making a request in our team so that we maintain consistency across the board and we all get good results out of the business. Even before I come here, let me just quickly show you something. If you look into this position, I'm going to make these amendments, but it doesn't mean that the board hasn't been trading. The board has been trading, it's been making money. We've seen the blues. Can you see? No more blues now. These are the crypto, they rise and they fall. We were seeing blue, it means in profit, but now not in profit anymore. Those blues are gone, but were the profits locked? No, because we haven't seen any sell position ever since we came in here. We saw only buy, but we've seen what transpired with Matic, right? And then let's leave that. Now let's go quickly into the home. When we come to home, you can see that there's revenue there. Let's check profits. You can see today is the 23rd. Is the 23rd, wow, 7% was produced. That's nice. And we are able to see where those percentages come from. Mana, Dot, we'll go to them now. Solana, you can see. AVEX, can you see? Shiba Inu, you can see them. Tether, and then so forth, is it? It means the board is working, the board is capturing profits, it's fine. So now, when did the trading start? The trading here started on the 1st of Feb. We didn't start with the same positions. They just, kept on increasing out of obviously excitement of what is happening, joy of what is happening. with a business in relation to other exchanges where the assets are just sitting, hoping that the day Bitcoin becomes massive in price and good money will be captured. So this is a good activity, you know, but with what we want to implement, we're going to see better results. You know, we're going to see more activity, and that's what we want to see. I was talking to one of the leaders. I gave an example that if you brought someone on board and they paid $20 of gas fees, you know, $20 of gas fees into their asset account. Let's go to asset. And after they paid $20, a month finishes before that is depleted. It means there's no productivity. It means productivity is not good. That is very much similar to taking construction machines on a certain site, and then you also make provision for fuel or for diesel, and a month finishes without any reduction in the liters of that diesel. If there's no reduction, it means there's no productivity. It means those machines are not working. It means there's no energy that is actually being utilized, so to speak. Because if there's production, diesel must be reduction. There must be reduction in diesel. There must be reduction in fuel, because the machines are consuming that as they produce more. Do you understand? So the same thing happens in our business. So you need to at least see more activity in the business, and then also be helping partners with fueling their own robots. There must be activity every day. There must be activity, you know, there must be deduction of fuel, because for a robot, for a vehicle, for a construction plant or whatever to work, it needs fuel. And when it consumes more petrol or fuel or gas, it means something good is happening. It means there's productivity. So if there's no reduction in your asset account there, if you don't see any deductions against your asset account, it means the robot is not getting opportunity to capture profits, you know? And that has got nothing to do with the robot, but the user, the set parameters and so forth. And, you know, we keep on learning, and hence we have a session that we have now. We have seen what? Mana. Let's click on Mana. We've seen Mana take profits there. You can see 4 positions. Let's click on trade setting. You can see it has got 60. So what you're going to do as we depart in this session, you are simply going to go into, you'll go into your positions, those that are trading according to what we said here, you know, the 0.74, these are our settings in our team. We're aligning accordingly. We're not going to discuss other things into detail here because of time, but we are helping one another to get these positions right. And please don't just edit anyhow so that you don't lose quantity, you know, but for the positions that are running smoothly like this, that have proper settings like here, you simply are going to make changes. And a good practice before you make changes is to come and click on pause. You see pause at the bottom. Let me just cancel. I'm checking on another screen. Pause is not appearing. You see the red button at the bottom right. You see this button here. You see this button here. This button, you need to make sure that you click it or you select it, so that the strategy can be paused while you are busy making changes. You know, it's always good to do that so that you are sure of everything that would have been amended before you start the trade again. It won't affect anything on your system. Let's do it together. I come here, I click pause because we want to make changes. You see, after you click pause, it changes to start. This is just to show you that the strategy has been paused, but it has not been stopped, so to speak. If you were to go, let's check Mana. Let's check Mana. Well, we may not find Mana here on the operation strategy because it's been paused, but you can trace it from a quantitative at the bottom, and then Mana is going to be here. You can see it's under general. So you are able to see that Mana, here it is. You can see that it's running because there's quantity that is held there. There is quantity that you can see, and you are also able to see the percentage at which it is. You can see now it's 0.78 minus 0.78. You will see it will keep on changing. That is to show you that if the market rises while we are still on pause, the asset will still be appreciating also. Nothing will be affected. 1 inch is not trading. That's why you see 0% and there's no quantity also. So don't worry, when you pause, you are not disadvantaging yourself in any way. So now you can see, Mana, that percentage I spoke of now is 29. You've seen it was 35 there, and you see 26. That is to show you that activity is taking place, but it's nothing will interrupt the strategy. Now we click on trade settings. Everything that we're going to be doing in our positions is to go to the distributed and take profit allocation. We change all these percentages from call number 5, that is sub position number 5, to the last. We only make them 1.3%, all of them, 1.3%. So that in this scenario, let's say taking call number 8, you see call number 8 here? If it happens that call number 8, this particular position goes up, it goes up by, say, 1.8%, a profit must be captured. It mustn't reach 1.8 and it cannot reach what we want here. And then it goes out again, the market changes direction. What goes up will always go down. But what went up in profit, those profits must be locked for our advantage, because that is the responsibility of the board, meaning that our percentages must be feasible. And certain percentages, we set them thinking of a human being, a natural person. So this robot, imagine how much money the robot can capture in a range of 11%, in a range of 11%, for instance. You see, a lot can be captured in this range. A lot of money can be captured in a range of, let's say the market goes into profit 3%, 5%, and look, this is the last, 13th call, for instance. We need those profits to be locked. That's all what we want to do. For those of you who are still new into this, don't worry at all. The exercise, what we are making a request for, is simple. You go into the system, you change this, all the percentages, make them 1.3. 1.3, just like that, 1.3. 1.3, everywhere 1.3. You can see on top is distributed and take profit. Can you see that? And these positions will be taking profit individually. So we want those 1.3s to be captured, and so that the board is working. It's working all the time. The board should be working all the time. And then those smaller incremental amounts are going to make a huge difference at the end of each day, as it happens in the markets. That's what will be happening. So let me try and copy. Maybe I can get it right. Select and then copy. I'm trying to just paste, I don't know if that sometimes doesn't work. You see, I'm trying to paste, move. 1.3. This is what we'll be doing, just like that, 1.3. And then we are done. You can see and double check. You see from call number 5, it means call number 5, when it hits 1.3%, the robot will be ready to take profit. It will be ready to take profit. And if the market drops or dips by 0.3, the robot will capture a profit. Simple, So this is what we want to achieve, activity every day due to the performance of the board. So you can see sub position, take profit callback. Can you see this one? This one. This one is for call number 5 going up. This one is for first call to the 4th call. And that's it. So everything is here. It's more of default settings. We keep it this way. There will be activity through and through. And then the buy-in callback is 0.5. Leave it as is. hold position, take profit, leave it here. It's fine. This is beautiful. Let's allow the board move as it moves. You know, you come and you make it 5%, that may not be reached. Have you seen that sometimes Bitcoin may not even reach 5% a day in terms of growth? Then what does that mean? So we're trying to increase our chances of profit taking by the work of the board. I save on top after I've done that, and now everything is okay. If you want to confirm if all the settings were implemented, you can click trade settings again, go to distributor and take profit. You can check 1.3 is what we want, and then we confirm. Simple. Save, and then let's start this trade. We're starting the trade, then we go. And then Mana, remember Mana is whole position warehouse. It's still on call number 4. So let's come out of it. Let's leave it. Now Mana is running. Mana is running. There it is. You can see now it is running, and we will see what happens. Let's select another market. Let's check. Not much. This is 3. I would love to check the market that has gone too deep into. Let's check under here. Let's check SHIB. You see this one, let's even Solana. Solana has gone too deep. Solana is trading with $450. You see, 21 calls taken. Let's do it together and let's see what's going to happen. You see, I click on trade settings and I go to distributed. Everything is good, 1.3%, hold position take profit ratio. Hold position take profit callback is 0.3, and then the sub position take profit is 0.3 also for the sub positions. Then we go to the distributed and take profit allocation to work on all of this. If you don't mind, you can copy that. I just double click on it or double tap, and then double tap again, and then I paste. Double tap, paste, double tap, paste, double tap, paste, double tap, paste. That is if your finger can follow that. If not, please try other methods. You see, like 1.3, you see? Okay, you see, I'm changing everything. 1.3, can you see how nice this is? Simple, straightforward. Space back, 1.3, 1.3. I'm changing all this to 1.3. And it won't be difficult going forward to get this right. Let the board work every day. You know, let the board work every day as hard as it must, actually, because no sweat with the board. So let's not spare it. It must work. If you are into construction, you hired a TLB or an excavator. That excavator must work like crazy. They only stop when they take lunch, because you pay per hour, right? I don't know. That's what happens in South Africa. I normally do construction projects. If you bring it on site, you must be on your feet to make sure that it is working. And by the time when it finishes, for those hours, you can see the progress that would have been covered. That is value for money. So the board also must work. Have you considered the cost of the board? If it's $120 per annum, it means it's $10 per month. So it must make money for you. It must make money for you. You know, that is if you are analytical somebody. You know, 120 divided by 10, it gives you, divide by 12, it gives you what? $10. Yes, I believe that is good. If you are to calculate 120 divided by 12 months, it gives you $10. So it means every month, that is your operational whatever cost, if you were to consider it that way. So we move like that, ladies and gentlemen, simply just like that, and then 1.3, and then we're proceeding. You say, okay, 1.3, everywhere, you see how simple it is? 1.3. And then the last, if you see the drop like blue icon, just press and hold, drag it to the right, and then backspace. It makes things easier. So we've seen people struggle with that. Now I can confirm, I check everywhere, I check. Ooh, we look at 15. You see, this was a long journey. So this was a long journey, and then we're almost there. So it's always good to confirm so that you get consistent results. So now let's confirm if all is in order from 5 sub-position to the very last. 1.3 everywhere, 1.3. If you see something, please highlight. You know, now happiness, we confirm. And then after confirming, we can save on the top right. And then we never even post this one, can you believe it? But it doesn't matter, 21 calls, you know, it doesn't matter. But always it's a good practice place to pause. So if you click on, again to confirm if all has been implemented, yes, there it is. So we are happy. You save and that's it. But please always, it's a good practice to pause. I looked at 21 calls there and I had a certain understanding of something. And then I also looked into how deep the market has gone because I know what happens going to 25 and so forth with the settings. But please, always good practice for you to pause so that there's happiness. So now we are done. We are done. And then, okay, we are done with Solana. And you'll see, even though the market shows you 15% down and you see a floating loss of $46, the robot will still be capturing profits, just like that. Shiba Inu, 9 calls down. With Shiba Inu, we'll be doing the same. You can see 14, I don't know what's happening with SHIB there. It's a 14 margin call limit. I really can't tell what transpired there. But this is some of the things that happen. You help partners to work on the system. And when they move in, let's say you move in and then you come out. Let's say you come out, you go into the account and then let's say you check certain things. I've seen even people make changes on the settings. And when you come out like this, you see a message like this, a pop-up dialog box that says, do you want to save? You see, do you want to save? If you confirm, the changes will be saved. You might have changed a certain number, you know, erroneously, and then it will be saved. And that was not your intention. Always best to do this, to return. Just make a U-turn, you know, because your aim was never to make any changes to your trade settings, you know. So, but we're not here to study all these other things. We are here to do what? Distribute it and take profits, to change everything. This is only 14. Let's quickly do it together, and then we will stop the recording, and then we can discuss. This is what you see. I'm just double tapping, paste, double tap, paste, double tap, paste, just like that. It's 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. This is what we want to achieve. It means we don't want an opportunity to capture profit to miss us. 1.3. Because markets move. Have you seen certain markets move 25% up, but when you check, the performance was not the way you would have desired, you know? It's because of the set parameters. It has got nothing to do with the app itself, but it's more of the user. Then it's a question of taking responsibility. There's accountability, you know? So I didn't pause also here, but hey, you see, that's it, cancel. Here we are. It is done. It is done. It is done. And then, so please, if any question, let's hear. You see what you'll be doing, you go into the system and you make changes. You know, you go to each and every account and then you make amendments. You make amendments just like that. Let's go under general. You check all of them, please. It's always good to have a list so you know you work on dot and then you will tick so that you don't forget some of the positions. It's possible. you know that now I'm working on dots, and then you go in there and then you say, all this must change. You know, I will do them, but for the sake of recording, please, let's keep it short. So what you will be doing is simply make amendments to our subpositions. Subpositions, okay, that's a buy position there. And then let's quickly, yes, you click on any, say, let's check Zen. You can see Zen 14 calls are taken already. If 14 calls are taken, look at this, margin configuration. You can see number 14, it needed how much? It needed 10% down. You see, it needed 10% down. The market had to fall by 10%, you know, for that portion to be bought, you know, of this quantity, of this asset was bought. So, but it doesn't need to go back to 11 before profit can be captured. You know, even 1% is good. You know, if the market will be oscillating, like will be moving up and down within a certain price range, the robot can also be playing along, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, just like that. It is a robot, it will do it without complaining. And more profits will be captured, more fuel will be burned, and more money is going to go into our favor in our accounts. So this is beautiful. Productivity, activity, that's what we want to see. When the board is idle, but profit is there and it gets forfeited, this is not good. Thank you so much. Let's hear, please, if there's anything that you'd like us to discuss. If not, we're going to ask one leader to shout our slogan, you know, and then we conclude the session for the sake of those that will watch, you know, and then we will still have time to engage as business partners hereafter. Any leader, please, you are in position to conclude for us.
Thank you so much, Leader KG, for that training. That was powerful. We are glad that it's recorded. We'll all go through it again. And we're going to end the session. Those who've got questions, they can stay and ask questions. I just want us to unmute ourselves and shout out the slogan. RoyalQ.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future.
Thank
you so much, leaders, for joining. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.